Hello, Nicole here, your intuitive counselor and astrologer. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can go to spirittherapy.us and book your session there. So today I'm talking about Chiron and Aries. I'm testing out a new microphone, and as you can see, I have a different background because I am in Jim Thorpe. So we're trying this setup out. So Chiron and Aries, it's been there since 2018, and on June 17th, it will be moving into Taurus until 2024. So what have we learned? What is Chiron? Chiron is the wounded healer. It shows us our wounds for whatever sign that it's in, and it helps us to turn those wounds into a great strength so we can help ourselves and heal ourselves as well as heal others. Just a little bit about who Chiron was. He was a centaur who got injured by a poison arrow shot by Achilles by accident. But because of that, he was looking to heal himself and learned every healing modality there is, healed a lot of other people, and eventually was released from his mortal wound. So this mythology is about what we're experiencing with our trauma and any wounds healing that we need to address within ourselves. And in Aries, it's about, do I have the right to exist? Is it safe to take up space? And also the internal masculine, whether you're a male or a female, it's about healing that aggression, anger that we all have within ourselves. And instead of fighting, learning how to build. So in Aries, it's about victimhood and then finding our independence. So as we know, world stage stuff, there's been a crunch. The crunch has been coming and has really come to a head where either we're giving our power away to external authorities or we feel suppressed by the powers that be. I think we can all relate to that. So this is about, since 2018, and of course COVID right in between there, it's about how do we find our own personal sovereignty? How do we become our own independent, persevering, self-knowledged person that is living our dream and our purpose? Big words there, right? So have we learned it? Have we learned? What have we learned through this since 2018? What have we learned about becoming ourselves? And what have we learned about failure? That's an interesting part of this. What is our relationship with failure? Auditing how we deal with when things don't work out. I know as an Aries myself, and also born with Chiron in Aries, I get very frustrated. I get very frustrated. I'm ready to throw things out the window. And any Aries symbology of anger, it explodes and then it's gone pretty quickly. And then you're like, oh my God, I got so upset. and now it's fine. And then you just move on. So whether you have personally Chiron in Aries in your chart, that's if you were born between 1968 and 1977, you're having a Chiron returns, which really brings up all of these wounds again so that you can sort of close them out once and for all. And for the next 50 years, you can deal with yourself, and any traumas have turned into healing, and the rest of your life can be easier. That's the goal. Even if you don't have Chiron in Aries, this energy has been affecting you. So it's interesting to see where Aries is in your chart so that you can see what area of life it's affecting. So if you're Libra rising, you have Aries in your 7th house or possibly 6th. And so it's about work, health, relationship, and how you deal with the other, how you learn about yourself through relationship, through work and service. If you have Aries in your 1st house, it's about really being yourself and how do you become this and grow into the spiritual warrior that you've come to be. If it's in the 4th house, it's about managing your environment, your home, your nurturing. Do you nurture like a lion? I know that's Leo, but you know, Aries has that I'm the head of the household, and maybe you have lots of children or you work from your home, and how does that play out with wounds or insecurities, and are you allowed to fully be yourself? So Chiron and Aries for all of us is a final examination of self. We have 2 weeks. It's going into, I don't know if I mentioned yet, but Chiron is going into Taurus June 17th of this year, and it'll be there until September, and then it'll go back into Aries for one final pass of anything that we need to clear up. And then next year, around, I think it's April, it will, don't quote me on that, but next year, it will go into Taurus and it'll be there until 2034. So these next 2 weeks is really about finding what have we learned? Where have we seen courage in ourselves? Where have we transformed ourselves? And where have we learned to surpass self-doubt and move forward with courage in what we want to do? I mean, I've been trying to do these videos for a few years now, and finally now in the last of Chiron and Aries, they're starting to come forward, and I know what to talk about, and finding, you know, having all the technology to go with it is a culmination of Chiron and Aries. So maybe you can relate to that in your life. And then how do we prepare for it to go into Taurus? So Aries, it's about the right to exist, our identity, our sovereignty, the fear of taking up space, imposter syndrome, you know, who am I to say and know all these things? And then our masculine defensive anger, right? Learning how to deal with that in a more positive way, in a more productive way, so that it doesn't steal our time, our energy, or put us down a negative path. That's what we've been doing since 2018. And now, going into Taurus, it's the right to be secure, fed, whether that's through food or through our environment. It's about worth, our self-worth. Do we value ourselves? And also financial, either anxiety or sovereignty. So wounds into the great strength, right? Anything that we need to deal with our finances. You know, it's an up and down road, isn't it, with the finances? It's like, I've got this. Oh no, I've got this. Oh no. Things come up unexpectedly. So Chiron in Taurus is going to be about us finding how to move forward. And that's something that we can talk about in a session, is how to use spirit and the energies around you and get your emotions and thoughts moving in the proper direction so that we can attract the financial security that we're looking for. Chiron in Taurus is also going to be about body dysmorphia, because Taurus is what I have, the physical material. So anything, do I have the right to take up space into how do I feel about my body? And then, of course, it's going to be about health and what we're doing to promote physical well-being. And then tying value to productivity. Are we just running and going and doing the to-do list and doing what everybody else wants us to do? Or are we taking our time to set ourselves up to do exactly what we want to do with our day, with our evening, with our career, with our children, anything with our life? What value do I give to what I'm doing? Am I wasting my time? And that's really something to think about, right? Because we can't be productive and producing all the time. That's a what is it called that we're living in? A capitalism society, right? Produce, produce, produce. Otherwise, what you're doing has no value. Not true. This self-care, self-love, self-worth takes time. And it can look like a lot of different things, right? Taking a walk. It can be about, this arm hasn't moved. It can be about physically, what does your body need? Do you need to go to the salt room and the spa? Do you need a walk? Do you need to zone out on social media or play a game? Do you need to do a crossword puzzle? What are the things that the self needs, so that when you are looking to take action on whatever you're doing, the productivity can be more valuable? So the healing medicine that we can look at with Aries, Chiron going from Aries into Taurus. So with Aries, this courage, clear boundaries, understanding what self needs, understanding what the others need, and how we can show up for ourselves so that we are our best self for ourselves and for others. And then going into Taurus, it's going to be about our nervous system regulation. Again, you can see from the Aries I am to the Taurus I have, it's taking everything that you are and bringing it into balance, into groundedness. Am I doing my breath work? Am I doing my yoga? Am I moving my body? What helps me to regulate my nervous system? A good calming tea. Anything that we do so that these wounds aren't so difficult to traverse. And if you were born between 1977 and 1984, here comes your Chiron returns in Taurus. So looking at what house Taurus is in for you will show you what area of life this transit is affecting. So in closing, what have we learned since 2018? Taking stock of that and seeing what we've accomplished and how far we've come. And I know you have. I know you've done things that you're like, wow, I got through that, or I created that, or I survived that, or I've really worked on, my mental capacity of focus, or taking my career and my finances to another level, being more focused on what I'm doing. I think those are some of the things that we've learned in Chiron and Aries. So I hope you're doing well out there. If you're interested in self-care products, I have my own line that myself and my partner Phil, we make homemade together. We get the best ingredients that there is because we're very interested in treating the body like the temple that it is. So check us out at spirittherapyselfcare.com. We have a website on Shopify, so you know all about Shopify. And check it out. We have deodorants, we have soaps, we have hair serums, hippie butter, which is an all-over butter, and we're going to have some new products coming out very soon. Thank you for tuning in. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do so, and I will talk to you soon. Much love.